Hey, my name is PolishLynx, and for the past 3 hours I've been watching comparisons of cameras, and I have a hard time actually deciding to press that buy button. It's freaking not easy to spend a lot of money. I mean, maybe not a lot because I'm looking at rather budget cameras, but still spending the money on that is, I guess, well, something not easy for me. Anywho, we are getting to Red Spider2 Exiled. Let us begin. Because we've been through the first game, Vengeance, so now it's time to move further ahead. Licorice radiata, beautiful flower also called the red spider lily, but in fact a poisonous species containing large amounts of alkaloid in its roots. I think it was explained in the first one as well. This man wants to bring you to justice under the law. Do you want to take him up on his offer? Standing with my gun pressed against Lai's head, I heard Lau snort a laugh in response. Where do I know that music from? Oh my god! Isn't this Mortal Kombat? No. Mission Impossible? Sorry, I don't really watch a lot of movies lately, and I kind of don't remember a lot of movies as well. Yeah, that's problematic. My life is basically, when it comes to any cinema stuff, only around anime lately. Problematic, I know. No way, if I did that, you'd be in for it too. True. With that, I aimed the gun at Lau. In that case, it's time for you to meet your fate! Boom, boom, boom. Oh, she had a silencer on. Why? Shot in the chest, blood poured from Lau's mouth as he tried to speak. It's my job to help pathetic people who try to escape their own fate. Meet the end they deserve. Or something like that. Lai spoke up timidly as I checked Lau's body to make sure he was dead. Have you thought about whether you might hide? I don't have anything in mind at this stage. In that case, will you leave it to me to find you a place to go? I think I know a place that will provide shelter. After going against orders to assassinate Sergeant Lai and killing my employer Lau Kinling, I ended up on the run from a hit squad called The Web. We are talking about the past. Lai took me and introduced me to Yun-kun, the leader of an underworld mob called the Red Flower Society. Alright, I understand. We'll take you in and the Red Flower Society. Thank you very much! It's probably best you get out of Hong Kong for a while until things calm down. There's something I want to deliver to a friend of mine in Thailand. Do you think you could deliver it for me and then lay low for a while? No. Okay. Understood. Thanks, Lai. Is the least I could do to thank you for saving my life. stay safe. Let's go out for a drink whenever you get back. Well, okay. With that, I left for Bangkok. Also, don't mind me just clicking on the other screen in Harem Heroes. At that same Shatsui police station, Inspector Sam was looking through security camera footage from the building where Lau Qinming had been murdered. Oh, that's problematic. We managed to interrogate almost everyone who passed through the building to oversee their side of Lau's death, but they all got alibis. I don't really understand why Ed is added here, but whatever. Does this mean we're completely overlooking something? Have you hit a wall? Chase, a member of the investigation team, sipped coffee from a takeaway cup as he spoke. Any leads from Lau's cell phone history? His last call was made to his older brother Lang Menghua. He's a high-ranking inspector in the Bangkok Police Department. Oh, that's right. He did mention his brother was also in the police force. Someone called him that morning from a prepaid cell phone. But it was a cell phone Lau himself had bought on an investigation budget. We checked the prepaid cell phone's calls history, just in case, and found that a call had been made to Lau's phone just before he called his brother. But we still don't know who he gave their cell phone to. It's impossible to trace. Well, maybe your technology sucks then. Sam crossed his arms and leaned back into his office chair. In Big 4, police can't trace it, but like all those companies that keep the numbers of different cell phones can. Right at the moment, Fatso appeared in the office. You have a visitor from the Bangkok Police Department. A visitor? Who would there visit? It's Senior Inspector Lau Menghua. Apparently he is Lau's older brother. Speak of the devil. Sam stood up. Sorry for showing up so suddenly. I heard you're looking into my younger brother case, so I wanted to stop by and say hello. We're so sorry about your loss. Thanks for your sympathies. Sorry to jump straight into things, but how is the investigation going? According to the building's security camera, he made his way to the roof level alone. We've identified almost everyone who passed through the building to oversee their side of his death, but at this stage they all have alibis. We're looking for holes in each of the alibis, but none of the people had anything to do with him, so we're not making much progress, sorry. Lau Menghua had his arms crossed and appeared to be deep in thought. If I remember anything that might be of help, I'll be in touch. Let me know if there is any progress with the investigation. Understood. Lau Menghua left the office. His family are really putting the pressure on. If you hit a dead end, go back to where you started, of course. So, by that logic, let's turn to the scene of the crime now. Okay, let's do it. Yes, sir! Some scanned the roof level, carefully checking the area where Lau Qinming's body had been found. The perpetrator had to be a professional, going by the fact that not a single clue had been left at the scene of the crime. As he was looking around the roof area, Sam noticed something. Looks like it's supposed to cross over from the roof of the building next door. Chase looked down at the gap between the two buildings. There's a high gap for. Let's get a security camera footage from this building just in case. We need all the help we can get at this stage. A week later, Sam was again looking frustrated as he scanned through the security camera footage. There's too many people caught on this camera. Trying to identify all of them just isn't realistic. I wanted to say unrealistic immediately. Rewinding and fast forwarding through the footage repeatedly, looking for any clue whatsoever, a man on the screen caught Sam's attention. That man with the woman, isn't that lie? Chase peered at the screen. You're right, he does look like lie, sir. Shall we ask him directly? Yeah, can you call him in? Yes, sir. A few months later, Chase brought Lie into the room. What is it? Is that you there? Lie was startled to see the footage Sam showed him. Feigning composure, he replied confidently. Yeah, that's me. Where are you getting this footage from? It's footage from security covering the building next door to the one where Law was killed. What were you doing here? What do you think? Visiting a fashion shopping complex with a woman? I was on a date, of course. Seems like a woman who really dressed to impress. She's a hostess. I'm trying to make a move on her. A hostess? Which part does she work at? Why do you need to know that? Are you going to go to the bar and complain to her about me? Quite the opposite. Thought I might help you out by talking you up a little. Backhanded compliments, huh? Thanks, but no thanks. I was just joking about that, but take me along next time we go there. The hostess I got an acquaintance with just quit recently. Despite getting divorced after getting too involved with hostesses, you never learn, do you? Lai gazed across at a photo frame on Sam's desk as he spoke. The photograph was of Sam's wife and daughter. No need to break that up, I'm not cheating. Only gave her some advice about her private life. Anyway, if you're interested, I'll take you along sometime. Don't go telling everyone about it, for. Can I go along too? Chase suddenly piped up too. I didn't think you'd be interested in this kind of bars. I'm not particularly interested myself, but I'm definitely interested in this guy you're trying to capitalize, sir. Now you two. Alright, let's all go together sometime. How about tonight? Okay, that's suspicious, isn't it? We're going nowhere with this investigation. I need something to get my mind off for a bit. Does tonight suit you too, Chase? No problem. Looking forward to it then. That's night. The three men were completely intoxicated after their time at the Dragon and Phoenix bar, and they stumbled drunkenly through the main shopping district. What a shame. I can't believe the girl you were after has quit already. Guess it means I failed to pick her up. Oh well, cheer up, let's go for another drink and drown your sorrows. Aren't we finished yet? You can go home if you want. You weren't dazed by anyone. It's alright. We don't get to do this much, so I'll hang around. As he was whipping lightheartedly with the others, something was bugging Sam. He was sure he'd seen the name of the KTV bar somewhere before. Where was it? He wondered. Who knows? Maybe he'd never seen it, actually. Turning up at the work next day with a lingering hangover, obviously, Sam suddenly remembered where he had heard of the KTV bar. Chase, can you get me Lau's call history? Chase quickly appeared with a printed copy of his call history. This is it. Lau called this bar several times. Which means Lau had been frequenting this place too. Did he get along with Lai? Perhaps. But hostess from bar that Lau had been frequenting just before he was killed and is appearing later, they sound suspicious to me. Yeah, it does. But she was with Lai, sir, wasn't she? If she was involved in the murder, doesn't that mean that Lai, sir? Yeah. We can't jump to conclusions. But my gut feeling is that we're onto something. Don't say a word about this to anyone yet. I'll take a look into it myself. With that, Sam left the room. Thinking to himself, Chase stepped outside to make a phone call. An inspector has started investigating Lily in relation to Lau's case. Yeah, understood. I'll continue to keep an eye on the state of the investigation. Hanging up the phone, Chase muttered to himself. I hope this doesn't get tricky. I hope it will get a little tricky, because that would mean the story will be more interesting in Bangkok. After I finished running the errand for Regained, I had rented some cheap accommodation and was currently spending my days laying low. Life was so different to back when I lived with my guard up all the time and was always on the lookout for someone. I was a little bewildered. So this was what normal life was like. Didn't get much while. I sat at a food stall on the street corner and watched the people pass by. I suddenly felt tension in the air. A man in front of me holding some sort of instrument case was scanning his surroundings. His eyes were sharp and focused, his gaze unwavering. I could smell a fellow assassin, and it had to be a sniper rifle that he held in that case. Wondering where the unfortunate victim was, I instinctively pushed up my sunglasses and squinted to see more clearly who the man was looking at. Wasn't that Zhang Lei? Zhang Lei had been a regular customer of mine when I worked at KTV, and he was the head of an underworld crime syndicate called the HH Brothers. The man beside him looked like he was Zhang Lei's accomplice. I didn't know what Zhang Lei was doing in a place like this, but it looked like he could be being targeted by an opposing mob. I thought to myself, oh, so many choices I have! Intervene and help him. He wasn't a complete stranger, and my conscience wouldn't let me watch him be assassinated right in front of my eyes. I decided to kill some time by helping him out a little. The man with the instrument case headed in the building across the road. He must be planning to shoot Zhang Lei from the rooftop. Checking my surroundings, I entered the building opposite the street to the one the man had just gone into. Checking what was going on through the stairwell's window, I saw that Zhang Lei and his accomplice were surrounded. A two-faced plan, huh? We're pretty thoroughly prepared. The man I'd seen earlier was now on the roof. Just as I thought he was taking aim at Zhang Lei. I took out my own gun and aimed in Zhang Lei's direction. I had to let them know there was another sniper here too. The sound of a gunshot rang in the air, causing everyone in the streets to panic. Unfazed by the gunshot, the man on the rooftop still watched Zhang Lei intently. This time I took aim at the man and shot. I was too far away from the bullet to hit, but the man instinctively hunched down and started looking around for where the bullet had come from. At that point, Jean-Claude and his accomplice had already taken cover in a nearby building. As soon as I'd seen them go inside, I pulled back inside and started my descent. The stairwell. Through what? I started descending the stairwell. Exiting the building and coming out in the street, I saw one of the men who had been surrounding Jean-Claude earlier running in my direction. "You're in my way! Move!" As the man went to push me out of the way in order to get past, I quickly pulled out my knife and slit his throat as he passed me. The man opened his mouth to scream, but he collapsed before he could. Without looking back, I kept walking brusquely forward. "Why, it's Licorice. What is she doing in a place like this?" Jean-Claude muttered to himself as he watched what was going on from the shadows. "Licorice." At his words, Jean-Claude's accomplice looked back at the woman's face again. "She's changed a lot since last time we saw each other." "You know her?" "We trained together at the web housing school." "She's in hiding after killing her employer, right? So this is where she's been hiding. Or was she the assassin that took a shot at you just now?" Wolf grinned, seemingly amused. "Even then, she wouldn't have been with those guys just now, right? If you know her, that's perfect. Can you get her for me?" "What for? Are planning on handing her to the officers or something?" "I don't have any intention to punish Licorice, but some people are already seeking to retribute her. We were lucky to come across her here. I'd at least like to keep her in my custody until it's been decided how she'll be dealt with." "In your custody, huh? We need to get out of here before we can think about things like that." Jean-Claude grinned at Wolf's words. "So don't you think we could kill two birds with one stone by recruiting Licorice?" Wolf shrugged. "I don't know. Will Licorice really do what we ask?" "I have a feeling that she'll get suspicious and do a runner on us." "That depends entirely on your acting ability." "She doesn't know I'm aware she's Licorice. What's more, she doesn't even know that I'm an officer at the web. To her, I'm more than a regular at KTV. For she does at least know that I'm the boss of the Aged brothers. I'll leave you to do what you want. You're good at persuading women, aren't you?" "Her." Wolf stared curiously at Jean-Claude. "Alright, I'll bring her to you then. Maybe. We'll see about that." Leaving the man's body behind, I walked to the nearby building only to hear someone call out to me all of a sudden. "Licorice!" I hadn't expected to ever be called by my codename while I was overseas. Started, I turned around and saw Jean-Claude's accomplice standing there. If nothing else, the fact that he knew my codename must mean the man was a member of the web. If he was with Jean-Claude, it wasn't likely that he'd been sent after me by the web. Perhaps he'd stumbled across me and thought he could earn some extra credits by torturing me. As I was silently formulating a response, the man removed his sunglasses. "Licorice, it's me. Don't you remember me?" I stared blankly at the man and then finally remembered. "Woof!" "You finally remembered?" Wolf smiled cheerfully. "You heard the gunshot just now, right? Jean-Claude was worried about you and told me to bring you over." The way Wolf had summed up things so simply had my head rising, wondering what details he was leaving out. How much does Jean-Claude know about me? Could it be that he came all the way here just to look for me? And how trustworthy was Wolf? Question 1. How do you know Jean-Claude? Question 2. What is Jean-Claude doing here? Question 3. Does Jean-Claude know that I'm Licorice? Question 4. What are you planning on doing if you take me to Jean-Claude? I watched Wolf's expression as I shot question after question at him. Wolf laughed. You're as impatient as ever, aren't you? I guess it makes sense that you have your guard up, thought. So I'll go ahead and ask for your questions. Answer 1. Jean-Claude hired me as a bodyguard. Answer 2. Jean-Claude came here to do a deal. It was just a coincidence that we came across you. Answer 3. I don't think Jean-Claude knows your licorice. He just told me he'd spotted a recently disappeared hostess that he knew, so to go and get her for him. And that's answer question 4 as well.
Not yet. Is Jean-Claude aware that we know each other? And this is the most important one. Were you sent after me, by the way?
Wolf had been smiling cheerfully to start, but now his face had taken on a serious expression. I know you're on the run, but I didn't hunt you down, and I had no intention of handing you over either. I owe at least that much. Jean-Claude isn't aware that I know you. And that's bullshit. We already know that he knows that you told me you know. Yes, but he thought you'd run if you showed up suddenly, so he sent me instead. I know we haven't seen each other in a while, so it's not like I expect you to trust me straight up, but I cut to the chase. The shooting earlier was targeted at Jean-Claude, and the guys that did it are still lurking around here. We've got to break through the guys surrounding us. It would be great if you could help us out, really great.
I don't intend to let Jean-Claude see licorice in action, for.
That's fine. What we need now is someone who can understand the situation Jean-Claude is in and act accordingly in order to get him out safely. You can start by just pretending to be Jean-Claude's partner. I'll hide nearby and protect for the two of you. Once we're sure Jean-Claude is safe, we'll let you go. Even if Jean-Claude kicks up a fuss, I'll sneak you out somehow. How about it? I let out a sigh. Wolf had answered all my questions, even if his answers were completely honest. And more than anything, the fact that he was planning on leaving me alone with Jean-Claude here must mean he trusts me not to harm him. Whoops. Sorry, but my enter key got stuck. To be honest, harm him. Okay.
I guess I can't opt out now. I've already jumped on board.
I'll hang around
until Jean-Claude gets out of here safely. The shooting earlier was me. Watch out for a guy carrying an instrument case. He looks like he knows his stuff.
Who smiled agreeably. I see, you're definitely the type I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of. Great, thanks for your help. Follow me.
Long time no see. Never expected to bump into you in the place, I guess.
Jean-Claude narrowed his eyes as he looked at me.
I never expect to see you either. You've come quite a way just for work. So, where are we going? Your bodyguard over there told me you wanted me to stick with you until you make it out of here safely.
Jean-Claude's expression changed unexpectedly at my words. You know I'm being targeted. Eat your drink, come with me.
I thought it was you that told me you liked the way I was daring enough to be associated with the boss of the aged bears without being faced.
Jean-Claude's expression softened.
Take off the chain and put on this cap and sunglasses.
Like this?
Yeah.
You're well prepared, aren't you?
Hostesses always need a strategy for shaking off stalkers, that's all.
I see. Right, can you travel with me to my accommodation? Wolf, I'm counting on you. Got it. I wrapped one arm around Jean-Claude's waist and pressed myself against his side. In response, Jean-Claude wrapped an arm around my shoulders. God damn it, and I clicked the enter again, it got stuck. We headed out into a back alley. The guy from before was standing a little ahead of us, his eyes sort of this kind in the side street. I turned and began to walk towards him slowly. Noticing us, the man fixed his gaze on us and began to watch us. Stopping, I wrapped both my arms around Jean-Claude's neck and pressed myself tightly against him. Clearly frustrated to see us wrapped around each other and looking like we weren't going anywhere anytime soon, the man began to move toward us. I wrapped both my hands around Jean-Claude's face, covering it from sight. The man continued past us as if having given up. Watching the man pass by the place where Wolf Wolf was hiding, I saw him dragged off the side of the road before he had a chance to say a word.
One down!
As soon as the first man disappeared, another appeared out of a different alleyway. He was scanning the area, seemingly looking for the guy that just disappeared. In an attempt to buy as much time as I could, I pressed my lips against Jean-Clay's, watching the man out of the corner of my eye as I did so. The man flinched at my provocative gesture and stood still for a moment. On the other hand, Jean-Clay's body told me that he had kept his cool despite my passionate advance. After a moment's hesitation, the man passed us, a hint of discomfort on his face, and walked toward where Wolf was hiding. Had I managed to buy him enough time? Reaching the corner where the other guy had disappeared earlier, the man peered into the alleyway, only to be grabbed and dragged off himself. All fell quiet and we waited for a while, but the man didn't come back. Just as I moved my lip checking out surroundings and moved to pull my body away, I felt heat run through Jean-Clay's arm as he clung to me.
Were you planning on waiting here till all the guys show up?
I whispered to Jean-Clay in a low voice. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Jean-Clay whispered while he continued to hug me to him. I went to jump at his easygoingness, but just as I opened my mouth, Wolf appeared and Jean-Clay let go of me. All that's left is the sniper. There should have actually been one more the guy had gotten rid of earlier. Did Wolf know about that? Wolf continued to speak as if to answer my question. I cleaned up the other guy on my way to get Lily. Go out to the main street and catch a cab. I'll catch my own one. Returning to the main street, I realized the man with the instrument case was standing just ahead of us. I softly signaled behind my back to Wolf, who was falling behind us. The target was ahead. Just as we flagged down taxi, I noticed that the man had moved to pull a gun out of his breast pocket. Then he must have seen us. Just as I threw myself at Jean-Clay and pushed him to the ground, the sound of a gunshot rang through the air. The man with the instrument case was holding his arm. It turned out it had been Wolf that had fired the gun. Ignoring the shocked expression on the taxi driver's face, Jean-Clay and I flung ourselves in the car. Get us out of here now! The taxi driver was yelling something that us in Thai. It looked like he was trying to tell us he didn't want to get drunk in something dangerous. Jean-Clay put a gun to the back of the taxi driver's head. The driver shut up and put his foot in the accelerator straight away.
Is it okay to just leave your bodyguard like that?
He'll be fine if we wait for him and the hotel will show up eventually. I could tell from the way he spoke that Jean-Clay trusted Wolf completely. So I guess that's what's going to happen. We'll find out if that's true in the next episode. So for now, hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.